everybody and welcome to today's video. Today we're doing a task that we have silently been dreading ever since we knew we were gonna be converting a van, let alone when we got the van. So yes, today is the day that we drill copious amounts of holes in the roof of the van. Theo's just up there now behind me, there he is.
Hello.
Sorting out where he's gonna position the glands. So right now, he's looking at the light bar one. Then we've also got the 4G booster to fit through the roof and also the solar panel. So today is going to be a rather nerve-wracking day, but once it's done, we're going to feel brilliant. So it looks totally crazy, but I've taped inside where it's going to be coming through. I bet it's going to come straight through the sound deadening. But this means that it'll basically catch any bits that fall through. I've also put a tea towel down because we're being super extra. And Theo is on the roof right now. There he is. Pooping his pants, but he's going to do a fantastic job.
Not panicking at all.
This one's the easiest, so it'll get you ready for the next ones.
Okay guys, so we're now up on the roof next to the light bar. This is the first thing we're going to install. So I put it through the junction box, as you can see. This was white before, I painted it black so it blends in nicer. And then I've just marked out exactly where I'm going to put it. I'm going to drill a little pilot hole. And then I'm going to use my step drill bit to create the bigger hole. And then that's going to fit nice and neatly there. And then what I'm going to do is cable tie this wire to the side of the bracket for the light bar so that the wire doesn't flap about when we go off road and stuff. So what we have done is just added some hammerite to the edges, underside and the top as well, just to make sure it doesn't rust. And then we can insert a grommet and get sealing.
So we're now repeating the same process at the back of the van for the solar panel and the 4G booster. So once all the paint is dried, we'll show you guys fixing them in. So sorry we didn't film it, but it was a bit of a tricky process. But basically we've just siliconed with Sikaflex 512 around the glands. So it's now all nice and secure. We're going to leave it to dry. We've got 2 days before we've got to go anywhere, so that's more than enough time for this to set. So this is the Sikaflex we used, 512 Caravan one. It's basically designed for use on outside. It's UV protected and all that sort of stuff, so it won't go nasty over the years. We were going to use another one, but we ran out of time, so we ended up getting this from a local caravan shop. And it's been great. As grey as Sikaflex can be. It smells quite fruity.
So that's it, both junction boxes, well all three, the one for the light bar at the front, are on the roof. They look really nice, they've come out well. And now I'm just bolting the motorhome Wi-Fi antenna on the roof like I said I was going to. And I can move the 4G booster around like so, left and right, and I can put it on any one of these slats on the roof rack, which will enable me to move things around on this back section. I've left enough wire to do so. Right guys, so the next part of the process is to install all of the components for the electrical system that we're having in the van. I don't know if I've explained already, I probably have, but we are having 2 times 100 amp hour lithium batteries. And the reason we went for lithium is I was speaking to Jono from Journey with Jono. We'll link his channel in the description. And he persuaded us really to go for lithium. After seeing his amazing setup in his narrowboat, we just had to kind of follow his way because he definitely knows what he's talking about. So we watched a couple of his videos, talked to him thoroughly about lithium, and it just seems silly not to go lithium. So we've gone lithium. Right, so I'm in the garage area of our van where I'm going to be installing all of these products, and I'd just like to say a big shout out to Victron for giving us this MPPT and this battery monitor as well. They were super stoked to help us out with the van build, and it has helped massively, so cheers Victron for that. So this is one of our lithium batteries, and we've got these swanky battery plates as well. So thank you to Land Roamers on Instagram for giving us the idea to get these plates and also these batteries. He's been helping us out massively, so go check him out. We've also got this big red switch that is quite exciting. I don't really want to have to use it, but what this will do is this will isolate everything. So if we leave the van, we can turn everything off at once, which is really good. We've also got this Sterling battery to battery, I don't know what you'd call it, monitor. Basically it controls the power coming from the alternator and turns it into something nice that the batteries can deal with. Also, I've just mounted this 18mm piece of ply onto the support beams of our bed so it's nice and secure, and then we can mount all of our components to that. So first up, I mounted this before I actually put the board onto the back because it's quite big and heavy and I didn't fancy doing that vertically. But this is our charger inverter. So I hope that's giving you a little insight into what our solar setup is going to look like and all of our electrical components. Basically, I've got to fit all of the rest of the components to that board, and then tomorrow we're going to onboard Energy in Nuneaton and they are going to wire everything up for us. We didn't fancy doing that ourselves because we don't really know what we're doing. We're running out of time before we're going to Portugal, so they are going to help us on really short notice. So thank you, Onboard Energy. And also we got a really good discount from Onboard Energy with all of the other stuff we bought, like fuses and fuse box holders and stuff like that, using Jono's discount code. So I'll put the discount code in the description, or actually no, I'm not going to do that. You're going to have to go to Jono's video and find his discount code to use at Onboard Energy, but it's very, very useful, so go check that out. So it is the next day, it's super early in the morning, and we are headed to Nuneaton to Onboard Energy to get everything wired up. We're super excited. So hopefully by the end of the day we will have working solar power. And sorry to the guy who saw us in the service station, we couldn't stop and talk, we were desperate for the toilet.
I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure.
It's a bit of a cold and windy day today, but that's not going to stop us. We're all set up and we're ready to start running the wires. You excited?
Oh yes, very excited.
Today is monumentous. We are getting our electrical setup put in. But yeah.
Yeah, that means we can finally use our heater. We can finally use loads of things. I'm so excited.
And we haven't really shown you this finished, but this is our Celotex in the ceiling. It's nearly ready to be cladded, which is very exciting.
Starts falling, let my fingers walk over your head.
Guys, how cute is this little narrowboat that's moored up on the side of the canal? Really brings back memories of our old, beautiful 30-foot narrowboat.
Now all is in your head.
So it's just started to rain and Kevin's just gone to grab some lunch, but it's starting to look really, really good. So we got our 2 lithium batteries there, then we got a kill switch, loads of fuses, inverter charger, MPPT, then we got our battery to battery charger. So yeah, it's really, really coming along.
The electrics are all wired up now. We are ready to get the lights sorted basically, so we're getting them done in a few days, and I'll show you guys the full-on electrical setup in a minute. The next task, as you can see, we've been getting on with the ceiling, so now what we need to do is scrape off all the residue from the expanding foam, tape it up, seal it up, and then we can clad the ceiling. So let's get going. So I've trimmed all of the expanding foam, taped it up, so it's already vapor barriered, but then also added another vapor barrier because Theo made a very valid point that a hell of a lot of moisture will rise in the van, so there's no harm in having a double vapor barrier. So she's all done practically. There's just one last piece there that I had to do. So we're going to start cladding the ceiling now. We're going to start from this bit and we're going to stop it there. So we're going to clad this whole part first and then move on to the back.
So I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm very tired. So is B. We've been working 18, 19-hour days every day to get the van in a state that we can live in comfortably when we get to Portugal, to our land. So we have just been working so hard to make it happen, and a lot has gone on in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. We haven't really been filming much, so right now I'm going to show you our electrical setup that was put in by Onboard Energy. They did an absolutely fab job. It's so neat, it's so tidy, and so far it's working flawlessly. So we're very excited to have power in our van. So let's head into the garage and show you guys what's been installed. This is our final electrical setup in our garage area, and there's quite a lot going on, so I'm going to talk you through it. So first off, we have 2 times 100 amp hour lithium batteries from Sterling. Over here we have, I call it a shoreline, but I'm obviously not on a boat. We can plug in our generator to top up our batteries, or we can plug into mains power from a house or a campsite, and we chose to have it inside because hopefully we're never going to really need to use it, and we don't like how they look on the outside of the van. I've seen some people put them underneath the van, which is a clever idea, but we just didn't have time. So moving up, this is our mains power distribution. So this is what runs our 2-gang plug socket inside, and that runs into our Victron inverter charger, and this is the 12835. So this is a charger inverter all in one, which we thought was really cool. Down here we have a kill switch, and this will kill everything to the batteries. So if we need to do any maintenance, or we leave the van for a number of days or go away, we can isolate the batteries completely, which is very cool. And then obviously we've got all of our fuses. I won't go into what every single fuse leads to, but if you know, you know. We've got our shunt down there, that's for our Victron BMV, so battery display, battery monitor. We have our Victron MPPT 130, and that seems to be running well so far. Down here we have our 12 volt blade fuse box with all of our appliances and stuff going into there, and then we have a Sterling battery to battery charger, so when we drive, that tops up our batteries and controls the voltage going into the lithium batteries. In the far distance you can see our motorhome Wi-Fi 4G booster, so that's the other side of the booster that plugs in to the aerial on the roof, and that gives us really nice 4G signal. Definitely recommend that. And yeah, some other wires you can see down there, our diesel heater running into the system as well. So there's a fair amount going on. I don't think I've missed anything there, but it's very neat and tidy. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put some sort of cover just to protect the batteries and some of the cables up here, so if I slide stuff into the garage area it's not going to get damaged, but I will do that at a later date. So another really exciting thing that has happened over the last few days is we finished cladding the ceiling and we're really happy with it, and then we drove down to Surrey yesterday to meet up with Josh, who we got to fit our lighting, because as we were saying we wanted exposed conduit and he's an absolute expert in that. We saw his van about a year ago and we fell in love with all the exposed conduit and we really liked it, so we had to get him to help us out, and he did an absolutely amazing job. So if you need any lighting similar to ours or any electrics doing in your van, then I highly recommend Josh. We will link his channel in the description, so yeah, don't be afraid, go and speak to him. He's a lovely guy and he's done an excellent job. So here we are, guys. This is the ceiling cladded with our beautiful lighting. How amazing does that look? And also, when I was explaining the inverter plugs, these are our inverter plugs. So we only needed 2 because basically we just need to charge a few things and use Bee's laptop because she can't get a 12-volt charger for it. So that looks really nice. We've gone for this beautiful copper plated plugs, so we're super happy with how they turned out. And we've got our switches on the side here, so if I just flick these switches, that one turns on the one in the living room, and then this one turns on the one in the bedroom. And how cozy does that look? We got nice warm LED lights. They draw hardly any power and I just love how they look. Super excited with them. So if I just turn that one off, I can show you what style we went for. It's very like bulkhead style light. It really goes with the silver, the gold, the copper. We're kind of mixing all these different colors, but it works really, really nicely.
So we've just added this super cute plaque that a guy called Andy from Crafty Arty Fox made for us. He heard in one of our videos that we wanted a little logo or something to put on this end piece of our kitchen unit, and he reached out to us and designed this amazing piece. So yeah, check him out on Etsy. It's Crafty Arty Fox. And we've just finished the second layer of Osmo oil on the ceiling, so now all of the wood matches up and looks totally cozy. Look at that mess.
And also, we've just finished packing the horse box trailer. It's a bit of a mess in there, but we have actually packed it very nicely. It's just kind of towards the end, we had loads of weird objects like bikes and stuff, but yeah, come round here, have a look. We've got one massive piece of Celotex that we couldn't leave because...
It's Celotex.
It's Celotex, yeah, we need that. But yeah. There's all our belongings, so everything in our car, in our van and in the horse box trailer is going to our land in Portugal. It's going to be amazing. We are going to bring you so many amazing videos from our land, building different things. I'm going to get started straight away as soon as I get there. Might have 1 or 2 days off, possibly, if I don't get bored. But yeah, make sure you follow along. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Click the bell notification button because you're not going to want to miss the land project. It's going to be our biggest project yet and it's all very exciting. Also, there's more videos to come from the van, obviously. There's a few little things we need to finish on that, and we will be bringing them to you as well. So, thanks for watching and we'll see you in Portugal.
Head over to theindieprojects.com/shop and check out our new merchandise. Join us on Patreon for exclusive content, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.